Hello and welcome to the show. I'm back on GTA 5, continuing the street racing career. Today we are going to be, we'll do something I've been meaning to do for a little while, and that is get an off-road vehicle, a proper off-road vehicle. The Kuruma does well on just sort of dirt races, but when we start getting to some of the really mean, tougher off-roading sections, it does get into a little bit of trouble. Now, we're going to actually have a couple of places to have a look for off-road vehicles. You see, I could be sensible. I say sensible. Not so worried about getting a quad bike. We could be sensible with something like the BF Injection, the Dune Buggy, and so on. That'll be very, very slow. I guess the Mesa, not too bad of a choice. I quite like the Rancher. Again, I quite like the Rebels as well. We go for something absolutely giant. We can afford, we've got that $700,000. We could afford a monster truck. I'm not sure a monster truck is going to be a particularly good choice. I don't know. We might just about be able to afford things like the trophy trucks and the raid trucks. I don't particularly want to spend this much money though on a off-road vehicle. Apparently the ramp buggy counts as off-road. Did not know that one. Yeah, we could be kind of sensible with those lots. There's some interesting choices in there, certainly. But what I'm kind of tempted to do is go for a GTA 4 vehicle. Because why not? I've only really used a couple of these. So we could go for... I don't know how fast these are either. I should point that out. I have absolutely no clue how fast these are. A Cavalcade is always a sensible option. Now, the Bobcat was the one somewhere... Ooh. Oh, okay. It just so happened. I wonder how fast that is. I bet that's quite fast. It's apparently got a V10 in it. That could be interesting. Now I'm getting distracted. There was one black with orange wheels that did catch my attention briefly. Yes, Bobcat. Oh, bus doesn't really fit in the in the showroom very well. I guess we could go for an old boat. Not much has changed on the body between apparently from the GTA 4 one to the oh, it's not the Bobcat, sorry, it's the older version of the Rancher. Didn't realise that. Yeah, we could go for... I'm kind of tempted. They look like they've got a lot of ride height. It looks like it should be very, very good for dealing with the bumps, dealing with the tougher jumps and so on that a couple of the areas are throwing at us. Get a limo. There's a lot of vehicles in this section to go through, and I can't quite remember where the other ones... was it Vapid, I would imagine? I think are the ones that make... Oh, that's another angry thing going through the roof of the thing. What's that? Rebler? I don't know. It's kind of... it's just more of a people carrier, but again, it's got good ride height, good ground clearance. There we go. It is Vapid. Okay, we could have the old Bobcat. So I quite like it. I do quite like it. There is also the... the old Contender. Yeah, the new one is kind of more of an off-road orientated vehicle straight from the get-go. This is kind of like an off-road racing. It was like a Dakar truck in many ways. Or we could have the... That is a really interesting combination of colours. The Huntley Sport. I kind of want to buy this. It's only $40,000. I want to buy it just for the colours. That is spectacularly impressive, yes. So sometimes the game will just give us an option that you can't refuse, and a bright purple Huntley Sport. It's kind of roughly what I was aiming for. Probably got one of the better engines, I guess, from from standard. I would hope perhaps the fastest of the options. Doesn't feel massively quick, I will be honest. Doesn't feel massively fast at the moment, but we are going to hopefully give it some oomph. Fingers crossed we can give it some oomph. Yeah, this might not be as quick as I need it to be. We'll give it a try. Increase horsepower, all of it. Yes, we need as much horsepower as we can get. Now, there's unlikely to be very much in the way of changes available for this. It's just the way that it goes, really. We need to have... I quite like those. They tend to be my go-to off-road wheels, so I'm not sure I like any of the other ones. Nope. So it's going to be those. This colour combination is really something special, I think, is the... the only way only way to describe it. We're definitely not changing the paint. We don't really need to worry about brakes. Suspension, I don't really want to lower the suspension because we're going to be going off-road. I will want a race transmission. Yes, I want a turbo. I want as much speed as I can get inside this. Who would want to tint the windows? You want everybody to know who is driving this colourful contraption. And there we go. Fairly straightforward. Not a huge amount in the way of stuff to do with the Huntley. It's not massively quick. However, of course, trying to judge it based on driving around here is a little bit pointless because we'll have various tweaks, various ways the racing mod will interact with the cars. So I'm not quite sure how kind of launch, boost, starts, and so we're not going to see wheelies, but how that's going to affect and perfect shifts are going to affect the vehicle. Let's not drive into a petrol pump. That would be a very silly way to go. Okay, it was at least relatively cheap. So if it turns out it's terrible, I've not lost a huge amount of money. Well, we have come to a hill. Literally, it's just it's a hill. I don't actually know where this particular racetrack goes. Oh, it's a 4-person race. Oh dear, that's where the racetrack starts. I see where we start. Yeah, okay, we're starting this way. Are we going up? I guess we're going up the hill. Oh, this could only go really, really well. I should probably have watched rather than jump into the first race that we find here. I should probably have sat and watched. So we have got the Garishmobile. We have got a Bifter. They are very quick. They are very quick. We've got a Sanking with terrible. Look at the. Oh, don't look at the wheels on that thing. It's hideous. And something else. I don't know what else the something else was. Or where else the something else is. Is it in there? Maybe. I think that might be it. I think I've just seen what's going on. Is the guy stuck in the boot of his own vehicle? Yeah, there's a party going on in the garden. Hold on. I am going to assist the infamous FailRace booping service. Boop. We got the wrong guy out. Hold on. FailRace booping service is a go. Boop. There we go. That is the best FailRace booping service to date. Please tell me you've got... There we go. Look at that. I am being helpful in everything towards my fellow competitors. The Bifter is tiny. How diddy the Bifter is in this race. This Huntley is not exactly a big car either in this race. That thing is terrifying. So we are... The two little cars are flanked by the two, well, juggernauts really in this race. Let's get our tyres up to some form of temperature. Don't really know where I'm going. We're just going to go straight and hope for the best. I'm assuming there's not going to be a corner anywhere along this track. We are off and underway. Come on, Huntley. We can do it. We fight our way through the bushes. Those mean, mean, horrible bushes. That looks like the finish line over there. No, Bifter! No! Why would you do that? We just beat the Guardian. The Bifter got us. The Sanking couldn't quite compete. That's a really, really mean race. That is a near... I say a near vertical hill. It's not quite that bad. That's a really, really steep hill to go racing up. That's a real tough course. Oh, I couldn't quite make it in time. We booped the bike. We definitely booped the bike there. I would think that Sanchez is going to be very, very quick. I would expect to see the Sanchez be a very quick vehicle in all of this. We'll have a spectate, or that is provided he doesn't fall off. And it, to be honest, shouldn't be too bad for him because it isn't the worst hill. Lamar is potentially going to have trouble. Just a little dance. Oh, okay. Nobody needs a boopy service. We're fine. It does look, with the way that this meeting is kind of panning out, it looks like we're going to end up stuck running the same kind of races, maybe with one change in and around. Someone betted on Lamar. Why on earth would you bet on Lamar? Unless his car has a monstrous engine, which I haven't seen. I don't think it does. The Dune buggy is off rather slowly. The Messer is... oh, okay. I mocked Lamar. Apparently, he's got some serious speed in that thing. What engine has he got in that? I do not know. An 11.2 from Lamar. That thing has got some serious speed about it. I apologise, Sand King XL, whichever one of you it was. Yeah, I was incorrect. Does he have a monstrous engine, though? That is the question. We're up against a Bifter. No, he doesn't. I'm guessing then that must just be a sleepified one. The 11.2 was quicker than we saw from the Bifter, I think. I'm trying to remember what the Bifter did in our race. So I'm on. I mean, I'm on a little bit better. Ooh. Excuse me, Dubster. Don't run over the star. Oh. Now look what you've done. The urine yellow Dubster has made a mess of everything. I'm not sure we're going to line up properly. This is not a happy grid angle positioning, is it, really? Well, we'll find out. It's a real shame. We are slightly aimed. We always say we are slightly aimed. We are literally, we run straight through the bushes ahead of, and that's going to be a bit of a problem. I've got to try. I want to get ahead. I've got to get in front of that Bifter. If I want to stand any chance of winning here, we've got to get across. Get across. Squeeze the Bifter. Squeeze the Bifter. That's the ticket. Although we might have squeezed the Bifter too much, we might lose out to the Sand King on the other side. Hey! Little bit cheaty. Run away from that. That's not a sight you want to see going over a hill towards you.
I'm not having a good day.
Yes, nobody betted on me either. There was a little bit of cheating going on there from my Huntley. There was a bit of cheating going on there. Whoop, brakes. We're parked. I think we're going June Buggy, Lamar, me, and a Sanchez. The downside of these 4-person races, as entertaining and as good fun as they are here, the problem is that when someone starts losing, because the bet is only taken on kind of the low, whoever has the least amount of money, their maximum, and after a couple of races, people start losing money, and then you end up with like 4-way just races for really no money. It's kind of a shame that that's the way that it ends up, because they're quite good fun when you've got 4 vehicles, but especially these off-road ones. Because, yeah, you get some really interesting, or you can get some really interesting races. Come on, Huntley, you can do it. You've got to beat Lamar. Do not be beaten. We're making a very, very wide Huntley. Oh, it looks like we are going to do it. Ha-ha! It's another 11.5. Lamar did not have a good or a run that time. And it wasn't really so much from me, because I came across, but there was nobody around. I didn't block anybody, because I was miles ahead when I moved across. Oh, Dubster Guardian, quickly, run. If we can get into this race as well, the Huntley can hopefully... We made it. Just about managed to slow down. I don't want to race the Bifter. That sounds about the only thing here that can beat us, that will beat us. The Bifter, unless we cheat. Ooh, have I got... I kind of... Oops, sorry. I'm trying to position myself so I'm not in a bush. Guys... We're not really doing a particularly good job of parking here, are we? I mean, I'm not helping matters. Ooh, where are we gonna... No, God. Are we gonna have a reset on the start? Ooh, how to confuse everybody. Guardian, if you want to just, sort yourself out. Dubs is making a nuisance of himself. How am I supposed to start there? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna try and hit my start box. There we go. I'm apparently in. This is not the best organised race we've ever done. There we go. Now we're all shuffled across. I am now the Diddy car in the race, but I do have a relatively... Oh, finger slipped off the handbrake a little bit. Do have a relatively clean run to the finish line, and we are going to be off and underway. Come on, get those good shifts early, because we kind of don't change gear again after that, so we don't really get any more boosts. That is a really scary pack of cars. Ooh, the new best run from me in 11.3. That's for just starting not in the bushes. 11.389. Oh, Sand King's gone, Guardian's gone. Lamar is racing against a Bifter. Do I want to be involved in this race? No, not really. Somebody else can take up the torch here. Although this race might be one worth a little bit of money. No, it's not worth any money, really, is it? Sanchez and June. June Buggy's over there. Dude, you're up. You're racing. You. Yeah, you're supposed to be getting on the bike, unless there's another Sanchez. There we go. It was tempting to give him a again the patented FailRace boopy service and see if we could anything going on. But doesn't matter. A Rocotto has joined. Those things are pretty bloody fast. I don't actually know where they... okay. Now I was curious as to where they were going to appear from. It's going to be a long old drive for stuff that doesn't start, like, already in the race. Or I say already in the race, sorry, already in the holding area. It's a long old drive up here to take apart. Unfortunately, the cinematic camera a little bit confused on the start line. It'll fix itself up once we get underway. Now, don't look at the really slow vehicle. I'm glad I didn't get a dune buggy. Bifter, I think, is probably about to go and set a new fastest time over here. Oh, 10.5, 11.1 from Lamar. I can't compete with a 10.5 in this. The Huntley is not quick. I would like to point that one out. I would like to just say that the Huntley is not particularly fast. Was it a waste of money? No. No, it wasn't, because of the purple and the silliness, basically. The silliness factor, I think, is good enough to make it not a waste of my money. But that's only just, and it was very, very cheap to buy. If it'd been 100,000, I would have been annoyed, but it wasn't. So we're okay. I think we've got 6x6 Messer. Yeah, this is just us lot over here. Thank God for that. I potentially can beat this lot if we get a good start. Now maybe if we run. Okay, I'm trying to aim myself, path of least resistance, aim myself away from the bushes. So yeah, if we go to the left-hand side of the first bush, and then we'll kind of bring it back in to tackle the hill, hopefully we can stay ahead of these guys. This lot, I'm not so worried about. Uh-oh. Don't do it, Messer. Oh. God damn. Go on, get reset quick. Quick reset before everyone freaks out. Nope, everyone freaked out. Bugger. I'm still good. I'm fine here. Don't mind me. I'm just, you know, barely... I'm like being on the edge. The edge in this drag race is definitely the way to go. We're having an impromptu push of war with massive off-road trucks. Yeah, this can only end really, really safely, can't it? Do we need the patented rescue service, or are we going to sort out... No, they're doing their own booty service, I think. They're moving each other out of the way. This is the downside of very, very long trucks and slightly confused AI. There we go. Right, if we get the Messer parked now, and then we can get the Sand King. If you want to start pointing that direction, go for it, mate. I'm not really that fast. Let's get our tyres back up to a little bit of temperature. Not sure how much of a difference it makes in off-road races, but we might as well try and at least keep it in the green. Is the Messer broken? I should move out of the way and let the Messer go do whatever the Messer wants to go and do. Alright, okay, so I'm not starting on the end. The Messer... that might be... I probably wasn't helping matters. There. Right, well, we are going to hopefully get off the line better than the Messer, so I can force my way to the left around the bush. The mean bushes of GTA 5. They're horrible things. Right, we are off and underway. We've got a better start than the Messer. The Dubster, though, did also get off the line pretty well. In fact, the Dubster is going to, unless he has trouble getting up the hill. Nope. Dubster's going to do it. 11-0. Oh, I tried to take him out. Nope. I mean, I'm perfectly sporting and everything. Damn. Well played. Well played from the Dubster. I can't run 11 zeros. Admittedly, I did have to slightly alter my line while avoiding the Messer, avoiding the bushes and so on. Perhaps starting out that side isn't the optimum way. A Rebel and the Rocotto have turned up. And is that a... that's a Huntley as well. That's the new version, essentially, of the Huntley Sport that I have here. What have we got? Bifter, Rocotto. Okay, Rocotto and Rebel and so on are in the next race. Curious. I think the Rocotto is actually quite a quick vehicle. I've seen a couple of them with monstrous engines as well, which is always entertaining. Let's challenge the olive green Buller. Not Huntley, sorry, but it's essentially what it's called a Buller now, but it's essentially... I mean, you can see it's essentially the Huntley and Range Rover equivalent of... just kind of do a little bit of a turn, and then we will have a look at our... Yeah... slightly different back end to them, but yeah, very, very similar vehicles. I kind of would like to not race against the Dubster, the 6x6. That thing's mean. Oh, there's another Sand King has turned up. Or is that the same one? I don't know. One of the Sand Kings buggered off home. Might be the same one, might be a different one. This should be interesting between Bifter and Lamar again. We're following the Rebel, in fact. Ignore me. Look at the Rebel. The Rebel gets very, very good launches, then run out of gears at that point. The Bifter's going to go and do another 10-0. The Rebel's quick at a 10-8. That's a very fast race. I'm glad. I'm in Heat B, I think I can categorically say here. I am very much a Heat B vehicle. We can race with the unmodified, lesser modified stuff. This is not really quick enough. This is not really quick enough at all. Guys, please don't come down that hill so fast that you join in the race. Thank God for that. Oh, look at this. The giddy heights of $38. This is a lot more just for fun, this race, than anything else. I'm going to be the last one to park up here to confuse people less. There's also suspiciously large amounts of fire coming out of the back of that Buller. But that's never a good thing to see. And as I'm going to say, I assume mine doesn't spit fire. Any vehicle that's throwing flames around is something that I should probably be concerned about. We got the... I'm trying to think what colour to even call that one. It's not a nice colour, I'll be honest. It's not a nice colour. We're going to have to go for the cheeky bugger tactics. All of the cheeky bugger tactics are having to be used here if I'm going to stand a chance. I'm trying to shunt myself forward. Lamar, I approve of the faith you have in me. I'm not sure I quite share that faith, but we're going to give it a go. I really need the 6x6 to make a mistake. That's the only real chance I have. Oh, the Buller is heading this way very, very quickly as well. That green Buller, I think, might have a decent amount of speed, power, upgrades, etc. It's not quick enough. The purple mobile here is not quick enough at all. A shame. It's a shame. It's worth a try. It's worth a try. I don't think, if this isn't quick enough, I'm not sure if any of the other vehicles would have been. I think they would have all had the same kind of issues. I think they would have all had problems with a... Oh, God, this is the mega fast race. They would have all had problems in the speed department. We will watch this one from a brilliant vantage point up here. You can kind of see the barrel getting a little bit confused over there. Yeah, it's not quite an even service for the barrel. You could probably put the barrel maybe along like the top of this ridge line and then have all the cars jump their way across the finish line. Would have been spectacular. Would have ended up in a lot of broken cars, though, I suspect. A lot of broken cars. Oh, Sanking's managed to run over somebody. Yeah, the Huntley Sport was worth a try, but not a good shout. Probably I'd say the most disappointing. In terms of performance, it's definitely struggled, even with it being fully upgraded. It's not quick. Not quick at all. Looked brilliant, though. Oh, crap, I was aiming nowhere near the start line. And typical. Now we're going to have the mega zoom on the back of the Rebel. Actually, it's not too bad of a position, amazingly, this time around. Is the Rebel actually going to be able to take this one? Yes, he is. 10-6, just beating the Bifter. Bifter obviously had a little bit of a poor run. Lamar still running quick times with that. That Primo is very good. Primo is very, very good indeed. Lamar is going home now from all of that. But, yeah, the purple mobile struggles. Struggles quite a lot. But my God, is the colour combination worth the $40,000 that I paid for the car. That, though, is going to be it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.